Next on Worcester News Tonight, first night celebrations already underway in the city. And another presidential hopeful is set to make his way to Worcester. And good evening, Happy New Year. Thanks for joining us. I'm Andy Lacombe. It is New Year's Eve, and the celebrations for First Night Worcester are already well underway. The nonprofit has activities set up all over the city, and our Patricia Nicholas caught up with families enjoying some of the fun today.
Well, today we wanted to ice skate. Then we were going to go to JCC, and then go to the Worcester Art Museum. And
the Oval seemed like a good place to start First Night Worcester festivities. The celebration started at 10 a.m. and local families say it was a perfect way to spend the last day of the year.
So it's always a good time down here, and it's fun that the city puts stuff on like this for us, so it's good to get out.
It's just so nice for us because, you know, we can park somewhere and we can do a bunch of stuff, spend an afternoon, just walk around. This is beautiful. This is great. And like I said, the weather cooperated.
First night featured dozens of activities throughout the day. Children had their own New Year's countdown at the Ecotarium, complete with a ball dropping and fireworks.
it was fun. I just jumped on these on Papa Wrap, and it's like the greatest moment of my life. One of the greatest moments. I've done it every year.
Back at Worcester Common, families enjoyed some ice skating. Some kids say it was their first time, but it will certainly not be their last.
It was excellent. I actually got the hang of it after my first try.
It hurts when you fall. Today seems like a pretty good day today.
Patricia Nicholas, Worcester News Tonight.
Well, the young kids seem to be having a good time out there. Still time to enjoy First Night. First Night does wrap up tonight with a fireworks show. The fireworks are set to begin at 10:15. Well, as 2015 comes to a close, City Manager Ed Augustus is reflecting on the year in Worcester. Our Tim McCone sat down with him to look back and to see what Worcester has in store for its future. Tim joins us now with the story. Tim.
That's right, Andy. I had a chance to touch on a number of topics with Ed Augustus, including what he was proud of from 2015, some of his concerns, and also what he envisions for the city coming up in 2016.
A lot of very positive things, a lot of challenging things is the case in any year in the life of a city.
Race relations were an issue across the country in 2015. The city manager was among many in the city trying to bring people together through the community dialogues on race.
I do think it's usually a healthier thing when people have a chance to express themselves and be heard and people to understand different perspectives. So in that sense, I think it was a positive, but it does kind of create some uncomfortable moments, but I think in the long run it makes us a better and a stronger community.
Augustus believes one of the biggest challenges the city faced in 2015 was actually one the whole state is dealing with.
We were challenged, like the rest of the state and the country is, quite frankly, with the opiate epidemic, and spent a lot of time trying to deal with all of the consequences of that.
The city manager says he's proud of the continued revitalization of downtown.
We had a number of positive economic development projects move forward, everything from the sale of the courthouse with the plans that are new residential units there to further progress on City Square.
And Augustus believes 2016 will bring even more development to the city.
I think we'll see other kind of major projects in the non-downtown area that will expand the tax base and take some previously underutilized parcels in the city and put them back into productive use.
Now, some discussion over the last few weeks about a potential contract extension. Andy, he told me, look, plain and simple, it is the city council's decision. He still does have 2 years left on his contract, by the way, but if they want to talk extension, he's more than willing to sit down and talk.
All right, Tim, a lot of development issues, though, to look forward to in the new year. Thank you so much. To other news now, we are awaiting details from police who are investigating a deadly crash after a cyclist was struck by a car. This happened in Worcester on Belmont Street, and it happened on Wednesday evening. Worcester police say the cyclist was a 54-year-old man from Shrewsbury. His identity will be released once his family has been notified. So far, the driver involved in the crash does not face any charges. New billboards are up across Massachusetts in hopes someone comes forward with information about a missing Northeastern University student from Worcester. 21-year-old Dennis Jaruga has not been heard from since November 29th. School officials say he is known to frequently wear black pants, brown boots, an olive green jacket, and a plain black baseball cap. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is urged to call Northeastern University Police. As we first reported to you Wednesday, human remains discovered in Upton were identified as a missing man from Avon. Today, his family is speaking out about their grief. Their son disappeared almost 2 years ago. Alicia Palumbo has their story.
We miss him.
We miss him.
It's a painful realization for the parents of 37-year-old Jamie Robertson that the son abducted from their Avon, Massachusetts home 2 years ago Friday will never again be able to share a laugh with his 3 brothers or a tender moment with his 2 children, Connor and Catherine.
He was a great father. He was a great son. He was a great brother. He just didn't deserve any of this.
But for Ginny and David Robertson, the confirmation that investigators have positively identified his remains found last weekend in Upton is closure they thought they may never get.
They were determined to bring him home to us. And I want to thank them so much for their hard work.
This isn't the end of it, but it would be nice to be able to give my son the burial that he deserves, instead of just being left out in the woods.
Former Dedham police officer Michael Shaner and 3 other men were charged in August 2014 in connection with Robertson's abduction. They could now face additional charges.
I think they should take responsibility for what they did.
The people that are responsible have to pay. And it's not just kidnapping now.
But for now, the Robertsons just want to thank the alert hunter who found their son's remains and kept them from spending another anniversary wondering where Jamie was and if they'd ever find him.
I owe him.
Yeah, we owe him. I'd like to meet him and give him a hug and thank him for paying attention and to bring our son home. We've waited 2 years.
In Avon, Massachusetts, Alicia Palumbo, Worcester News Tonight.
Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders has added a Worcester stop to his New England tour this weekend. Sanders will hold a rally at North High School Saturday night at 5 o'clock. Now, Worcester Magazine first reported this. Sanders' stop comes only a few months after one of his opponents, Republican Donald Trump, held a rally at the DCU Center. On Sunday, Sanders will make 3 more stops in New Hampshire. This week's winter weather has authorities reminding drivers about removing snow and ice from their cars. As our Andy Madison shows us, the damage caused from the ice can be costly if drivers aren't careful.
It's a danger for drivers every time the temperature drops.
4 years ago, we flipped a truck on 190 because of black ice. Wasn't fun.
I try to take really good care of my car, but this weather, you never know what can happen in this kind of weather.
This week's first snowfall served as a reminder for drivers to be cautious behind the wheel.
We clean our vehicles off for the safety of us and for everyone else.
And to remove ice off their roof. State police sharing these photos on social media to show what can happen if ice flies off the roof of a car and hits a windshield.
That was a pretty big sheet to come off to hit it that big.
At National Glass, the staff says they've been busy repairing cracked windshields like this one from this week's storm.
An ice came off the vehicle in front of them and basically hit the windshield and damaged it quite a bit.
And it can be costly. State police say a driver can be cited if ice comes off their car and damages another vehicle. The fines vary from $20 to $200, and in some cases, a driver could face jail time. Handy Andy says drivers also need to be careful when clearing ice with a scraper.
A small stone bruise, and it's cold outside and you put the warm defroster on, a lot of times it would make the windshield run, have a line through it, and basically it's broken, you can't repair it.
Another element of winter drivers should look out for so they can stay safe. Andy Madison, Worcester News Tonight.
Some chose to ring in the new year today by giving the gift of life this afternoon. Mayor Joe Petty held his second annual blood drive at the Worcester Public Library. Now, they were hoping to get at least 30 donors to give blood like they did last year. Mayor Petty says the holidays are generally a tough time for the American Red Cross to receive donations. Donors we spoke to were happy to help.
Around 20 years, so it was probably less painful this time around.
It doesn't hurt, and if you just give blood, and can help save a life. All right, well, with the new year comes new goals for many. Many people, it's losing weight and getting healthy, and that's at the top of their list. And some local businesses are ready to help those in need of those New Year's resolutions. Our Olivia Lemon has that story.
I want to have to cover up and hide, I want to feel like I'm on top of the world.
Tiana Grant says she wants to lose 36 pounds before she goes to Jamaica in March. Grant says her New Year's resolution is to eat healthy and stay active.
I got to get my game face on because I want to have that bikini body when I go. I don't want to have to cover up and hide.
Grant goes to Fit Livin' on Lincoln Street in Worcester a few times a week. There she's able to get healthy shakes and go to fit camps.
What we look to create here is an atmosphere that I can do it. I can make this work. Small baby steps.
Sue Farrington and her son Mike own the shop. They're offering a 12-week weight loss challenge for the new year.
We teach you how to shop, how to eat correctly. We really believe in 80% nutrition, 20% fitness.
A Money Magazine survey says 40% of Americans make a New Year's resolution to lose weight. At Frank Nash Training Systems in Worcester, they're offering a 21-day New Year's resolution challenge.
For most people, it is a time to really get started again, but I think everyone does need a short-term goal and a long-term goal.
Owner Frank Nash says the 21-day challenge is great for a short-term goal. Their mentors will continue to work with you to accomplish your long-term goals.
You might want to kick it in gear really fast now, but ultimately, long-term, you do have to set up yourself for some sort of success on some level.
Nash says he also has resolutions himself for the new year.
Continue education, of course. I'm always looking to learn more and do better. Also, too, I'm always looking to make the club better.
Olivia Lemon, Worcester News Tonight.
Nash had some hardcore training over there. Looked like Rocky IV.